Okay, this is something that just came to my attention thanks to Jeremy from the Quartering. This is called the Kids Act. And I'm getting this from The Verge. So I'm going to give them credit because this is where I got it from. Now, he got it from somewhere else, but I found it on The Verge. Took me a little bit of searching. Once I figured out what it's called, then I found out. So the Kids Act, known as the Kids Internet Design and Safety Act, introduced by Senators Ed Markey, a Democrat from Massachusetts, and Richard Bloomenthal, Democrat from Connecticut. What is that about free speech with these people? I swear to God. The Verge, and this is worse than COPPA. COPPA is bad law. It's a horrendous law to begin with and shouldn't even be found. Should be constitutional. I really hope someone fights this stuff. Eventually someone's going to say, screw you, and challenge the legality of this. And it's always going to be some little guy. It's like, I'm sick of your shit. You know, someone who's got money they didn't know he had or something. But here it is. And I'm from pretty much like from toy unboxing videos to gaming videos. Kids spend a lot of time. Well, duh, my kids do it all the time. My kids will play a video game while the stuff's playing, whatever. Basically, they said YouTube will be forced to fight these a-holes. Tell them hell no. Now, the Kids Internet Design and Safety Act was introduced on Thursday, but it was announced on Friday at 5 p.m., right in the middle of the coronavirus stuff. You know, right in the middle of something, we have a major problem coming on in the world, a major pandemic. Let's put new laws in the books where people aren't looking. Oh, that never happens. Right. If approved, they said here, if approved, the bill would force companies like YouTube and TikTok to completely change how they treat students on their platforms. Everything from ads, app design, and some kinds of harmful content would see new materials when children under the age 16 use the platform. Students going to be down to up to the age of, once they hit like try to do 21, they're going to get themselves, they're going to move it up, try to move it up to 21. That's their goal, I guarantee you. But the problem is once you hit 18 and they start limiting 18 years old, at what point are people 18, 19, and 20 going to say, fuck you assholes, we're sick of this shit? But I'm telling you, their goal is to control, they're controlling speech. And now they're specifically targeting videos. This is a violation of the First and Ninth Amendment right here. Okay? And I always bring up the Ninth Amendment because a lot of people don't know what it is. It's like, well, there's First Amendment protections, like freedom of speech and freedom of the press. Okay? So technically this is covered on the freedom of press because you're unboxing a thing. So you're doing actually it wouldn't be news as a, this is the Saturday morning news, or this Tuesday morning. This would be a news video where you're showing people. It would be like a magazine. Like magazines used to be exposés on certain products. Like magazine would do an expose on a product. This is you doing a video expose on product and what's inside of it. Like Jeremy from the Quarterling used to do. Used to have on Sleep Media where he would open up Magic the Gathering packs and tell you what was in them and whatever. I never watched the videos. I just know he did. He mentioned on the video. Please watch the recording video on this. It's pretty good. But he didn't go into some of the, like I said, I'm not a lawyer. I don't play one on TV. I got to say that thing is ridiculous. Here should be the new rule. Unless a person says they're a lawyer or a doctor, they ain't one. Okay? So what they're saying is powerful companies. No, it is. Here's what I'm going to go into this, but the bill is taking up popular like Ryan's World. Now, Ryan's World, my kids don't watch Ryan's World. They watch like video. My kids watch videos on video games. And a lot of the video games are kind of geared for kids the way they do things, and some of the stuff's actually kind of funny. I'm a big fan of my kid They also like watching, from time to time, they'll get in a kick for Annoying Orange, which can be absolutely friggin' hilarious, by the way. The Kids Act wouldn't, here's what they're saying. The Kids Act wouldn't ban this kind, but would prohibit YouTube from recording it, making it to children. This is still a violation of the Constitution. This is a flat-out violation. This is where, when the government kind of go back until like the late 60s, early 70s, cigarettes are advertised on TV. But they quit. But the government passed an unconstitutional law saying, no, you can't advertise cigarettes on TV anymore. And the cigarette companies went, okay. Cigarette companies could have turned around and sued the living crap out of them for violation of the First Amendment. They have a right to advertise their product. You can't pick one. So it's a violation of the Ninth Amendment and equal protection under the law. This is ridiculous. It's like Disney can advertise all their crap to kids. They can go and advertise all sorts of stuff to kids. But once it gets on YouTube where Disney doesn't have control, you can't advertise to kids? Really? Come the fuck on. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's some people behind it. I wouldn't be surprised if Disney wasn't behind this. Come think of the Dismal Corporation. I wouldn't be surprised if the competitors to YouTube were behind this. And YouTube, at what point is YouTube going to... Because if YouTube plays dead, someone else is going to turn around and go, oh, fuck you. We ain't playing this game with you a-holes. Screw you. We're going to sue. And they're going to win. Because when it comes to the First Amendment, the Supreme... Because I actually did a report in college. And one thing I found, the Supreme Court has been very consistent with the First Amendment. Very consistent. So since there is a First Amendment issue, huge First Amendment issue with this, they're using kids to take away your freedom. It's that simple. If you tell them it's for the children, you can get almost anything done. That's part of right out of the Communist Manifesto. Senators also target the design of websites and apps that oh God, that's a First Amendment violation right there. If approved, the bill would ban companies from autoplay. That's a Ninth Amendment violation. The design would ban. Would ban. Would push these guys. And there's some co-authors to the bill. That's Markey, he's the co-author. Because of COPPA, which in my opinion is flat out unconstitutional, is unlawful for operators to collect data on children under the age of 13, which is okay. I disagree with it, with the law, because it's how badly it's written and how they've gone after like small companies that have done nothing wrong. They literally, with COPPA, they went after a cookie company that kids wrote into their website saying, hey, on your birthday we're going to send you a free cookie, and they said, oh, you can't do that, made them pay a fine. I would say, well, prove it's constitutional. I personally think anytime you violate a law, the first thing you have to do is prove this is constitutional. I'm not talking about like if you murder someone or if you steal a car and you get caught. And I'm not talking about that crap. I'm talking about that's something that's like, hey, first thing I think every time that you go, well, like this person has to say, hey, I'm challenging the constitutionality of it. They have to go to court, prove it's constitutional before they can. Then, if they, my person think, if one judge goes, yeah, this is unconstitutional, then it has to be reviewed by the Supreme Court. I think that's what ought to be. I think we ought to. Honestly, I think that's what they ought to do. No, we're not, like I said, not stuff like murder and theft and, rape and stuff like that. Obviously, you should go to jail for that crap. I'm talking about stuff like this, where there's a First Amendment issue involved here, a Ninth Amendment issue involved. No, you don't have a Ninth Amendment right to friggin' rape people. Okay? I'm not silly. I'm not a friggin' idiot. But I know people would take, I know there are morons who actually think I would take that. I'm talking about, like, horrible laws like this. And, yeah, and I always repeat the Ninth Amendment because a lot of people have never read the Constitution. There's the Ninth and Tenth Amendment. The Ninth Amendment says rights here belong to the people. The Tenth says all rights not reserved to the federal government or the people are reserved to the states. Which pretty much says if it ain't written in the Constitution, the federal government can't do this. And this is actually a violation of maybe even the 10th Amendment. But the reason why it's not really a 10th Amendment issue because YouTube goes across state lines, so that's covered under the Interstate Commerce Clause, and which has been completely abused since the 40s because of a really bad ruling from the Supreme Court. After FDR goes, well, if you don't approve my bills, my laws, then I'm going to load the Supreme Court with people who will. And the Supreme Court should have said, well, screw you, that's illegal. You can't, this is where I think the Constitution really needs to set the number of friggin' justices. I think setting it at 9 would be fine, because that way You can't expand or contract the Supreme Court to your will. Like you can have gaps, which is okay, but that's a different issue. But this is, listen, this has got to be fought. I'm actually going to be writing my congressman and my 2 senators to say, hey, this can't go, and also that COPPA's got to be repealed flat out, not replaced, repealed. Because what do you replace cancer with? Nothing. COPPA's a cancer, and this is more of a cancer. That's about it. Write your congressman, write your senators, tell them to oppose this, and also recommend get rid of COPPA, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. The Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, whose purpose is to violate the Constitution. Yeah. To shut people up. Yeah. That. YouTube, thank you for friggin' not sticking up for us. You idiots, you're not even sticking up for your own friggin' company, for your own, just whatever. Well, that's about it, and I'll guarantee you this gets passed is going to be challenged in court, and they're going to, I hope they friggin' lose. I hope friggin' like Bloomenthal and friggin' Markey get their pee-pee smacked for this. And that's about it. And yeah, take a look at the article on The Verge. It's pretty good.